Or not. Congressman Brady.
You know, it is hard to tell. I will tell you, I think what we're fighting for in spending cuts is just the tiniest of down payments, just indication to the American public. We actually heard them in the election, and we want to get the country back, pointed at least somewhat the right direction. And for a month and a half, we fought not only to keep the government open, but to make these cuts. Here we are, as you said, 31 hours before the deadline. We've yet to get even one plan from the White House and Senate Democrat. So it is frustrating for us.
Yeah, we keep sending.
Just a second. The polls show, and Congressman Rokita, I want you to respond to this. The polls show that it's very likely Republicans are going to get blamed if the government shuts down. How do you respond to that? I know you're frustrated. I know you feel like you've put everything on the table, but the American public is shaking its head at you.
Well, you know what? The leaders have to lead. And when we send bill after bill over and we get absolutely no response, just excuses, I think I give more credit to the American people. They're going to know who's really leading. You know, in a following segment, you're going to talk about the budget that we just passed out of our budget committee late last night. It's a solid proposal with serious ideas, an honest budget that tells the truth to the American people. And I think we're going to get a lot of credit for that in the end. These, like my friend Congressman Brady said, these are the smallest of down payments we're talking about now in this continuing resolution. The real tough decisions are going to come in this budget, and we got to get to that.
The 2012 budget you're speaking of.
Yeah, that's
Congressman
right.
Brady, I want you to respond to something Harry Reid had to say. He says it's not realistic to shut down the government on a debate dealing with abortion. It's not fair to the American people. We haven't solved the issue in 40 years. We're not going to solve it in the next 38 hours. We should not be distracted by ideology. This is a bill that funds the government. What do you make of that? He's saying, look, it's it's the Tea Party getting in the way here with what they want to do, and it's about ideology. It's not about substance.
Well, you know, I think he's dead wrong. One, he needs to stop blaming the Tea Party. The truth is they didn't run up $5 trillion of debt over the last few years and create nearly a fiscal crisis in this country. Secondly, the budget's more than just about numbers. It's about values and principles. What we're doing is trying to both repeal the worst parts, in fact, all of Obamacare, but also restore one commonality in America, which is whether you're pro-choice or, like me and Todd, pro-life. We've always agreed as a country we wouldn't use taxpayer dollars to fund abortion. So this really is sort of the principles of America rather than ideology, conflict that way.
Ideology, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Congressman Rokita, and I want both of you guys really to respond to this. Look, if we shut down the government, it seems to me I wouldn't feel good about Congress taking a salary. You guys were supposed to fix the problem. It was your job to get a budget. Would you go without a salary until you get something in place? First to you, Congressman Rokita.
We'll do whatever we have to do. I voted last week to do that very thing if the government got shut down for more than 24 hours. The work of the people, as best we can do it, must go on. I haven't made any of those decisions with regard to my staff yet or not, but I will do whatever I can. First of all, not to shut down the government. You know, we're not going to sacrifice core principles or anything like that, but we want the government to stay open. So it's not like we're focusing on the shutdown. But we have got to make sure that we've changed talking about here in Washington, and we have. It used to be how much we're going to spend, and we were able to already, with this exercise, change the...
Congressman Brady in before we have to go here, sir.
Yep.
Congressman Brady, would you go without a salary until you get a budget?
Absolutely. It's outrageous to think lawmakers who created the problem are going to get funded while our troops who are fighting for our freedoms don't. That's outrageous.
Well, the whole situation is outrageous, and I think Americans are fed up, frankly. I know I am as I watch the situation unfold. It's unbelievable. But we appreciate your being here and sharing your insights with us. Congressman Rokita and Brady, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, if the government does indeed shut down tomorrow, around 800,000 workers are expected to be furloughed. However, many will still have to report to work in order to protect life and property, a requirement by law. But most won't get paid until the government reopens. And one government union says that amounts to slavery, and they are prepared to sue. Judge Andrew Napolitano, the host of Freedom Watch here on the Fox Business Network, joins me now. Judge, this is crazy.
Well, it is crazy. Look, the Supreme Court has ruled dozens of times in the past 60 years that Congress decides when taxpayer money will be spent and to whom it will be spent. No